Hello, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. My name is Sheridan and my channel's name is A Whiff A Prayer. I am so happy that you're here today. I have some favorite perfumes that I would like to share with you that are Monoï based, and I also have an oil that's very special. And Monoï is just one of my favorite notes in perfumery, so I hope that you'll stick around. And I have a little story that I'd like to share at the end of the video. So one of my very first Monoï oils that I ever bought was from a company called Yves Rocher. And when I travel to Europe, I'm able to get a lot of their products, but you can find them online as well. And this was one of their, oops, I'm sorry, backwards. This was one of the very first releases of the Monoï scents that I found from them, and this was released in 2012. Now, Monoï is taken from Tahitian Gardenia, and I know that there's a lot of people who think that they don't like gardenia. I have written about this before. I'm always curious as to how many varietals that they've smelled of. Gardenia, as there's over 200. So if you like flowers or white flowers, it seems like there would be one in there that you may enjoy very much. Sometimes I find that I can be going through my perfumes and scents, and it's like I almost forget what the actual natural raw ingredient or flower might smell like. And that happens with fruits too. And I would just encourage you, if you have a way to get a hold of a gardenia plant, just go and stick your nose in it. I grow them here where I live, which they shouldn't be growing here. It's the wrong zone, but I love my little girls. They are doing really well, and I don't know the name of the variety of the gardenias that I have, but they just have bloomed. I'll stick a picture of them right around here somewhere if you'd like to see that. And they smell so good. It's just a reminder to me of why I like gardenia and Monoï based perfumes, especially during the summer. Now, Monoï comes from the Tahitian gardenia, which is tiare flower, and that is very special. It has a different smell to it. It's extracted, it's my understanding, mostly two ways. There is actual maceration, which maceration actually is soaking the petals in some kind of an oil and then getting the scent from that to use, and or enfleurage, which isn't typically used as much anymore other than maybe France or in Europe is my understanding, and that is laying the petals on or between some kind of racks of fat, be it animal lard or some kind of vegetable fat product, and getting it that way. So it's an interesting process to read about if you have time sometime. I would look that up. This was one of my first ones. I have a lot left, and what I tend to do with some of these perfumes that I have that are very special to me is just kind of baby them along and not use very much of them because I don't want to run out. And that's kind of silly. It's like the equivalent of keeping all of your good china and your good glasses and crystal dinnerware in a cabinet and only pulling it out a couple of times a year. Like every day is so special, and so I've been trying to use these. I love Monoï and the smell of it during the summer because it is from Tahiti, a Tahitian flower. It's just very naturally beachy smelling. All right, so let's get into it. This first one I'm going to show you is, and I probably will butcher this, but it's the Monoï Eau de Vahinés. This smells so good, and In my videos a lot, you're going to see me go from left to right side of my nose, sometimes back to the middle. Why? The left side of our nose connects to the olfactory part of our brain that is sensible, actual, and recognizes notes for their actuality and what they are. And then the right side is connected to our emotions and feelings and remembrances. And so a lot of times that will spark some memories for you if you smell from the right side of your nose. It does for me. It may not work for everyone, but I encourage you to give it a try. And I'm always surprised at how different it can smell from my left-right side of my nose. So this one was released in 2012, quite a while ago. And of course, the base notes are tiare. It has some vanilla, ylang ylang, coconut, and it smells very rich. It can often smell like a banana candy. It smells woody to a lot of people. Tiare flower, it has indoles in the chemical compound in makeup, and so it will smell creamy and even a little funky or sour, or even a little rotten sometimes, which maybe rotten in a good way. There's a nostalgic smell to it. It almost makes me feel weepy inside sometimes when I smell it, but in a good way, like I'm remembering my children at the beach. It's just warm. Another few words that people use to describe the gardenia and tiare flowers are often like thick and lush and really rich. And you can see the color. I don't know that I got this necessarily in 2012, but it's aged beautifully. I store my perfumes mostly in cupboards or boxes, and they're hidden away from the light with the caps are on securely unless I'm trying to air them out and get some air in them purposefully, and it's stored really well. So this is just a beautiful scent. It smells to me like beach towels in the best possible way, like a towel that has been at the beach, the ocean specifically, maybe even by a pool. It just smells like summer, and I highly recommend that you try it. Yves Rocher is a wonderful company, and I love their sustainability practices and some of what they stand for. So I highly suggest that you check them out. So that was the first one I wanted to show you. And the next one is another tiare flower, Monoï. And this one is also by Yves Rocher. It is called Vague Dete. I'm going to put the writing there. I do not speak French, and I apologize if I am pronouncing that wrong. This one is a lot more gardenia centric. I think I can smell a sharp, more airiness to it. It smells actually like damp and kind of clingy to me, a little bit like some turned coconut that's just a little overly ripe, and that can be kind of that rotting smell that I was mentioning before that smells actually good. It smells salty and fatty, and sometimes it can, especially if you use too much or use too much in the heat, it can just smell a little nauseating if you're not careful. But it's beautiful. It smells like the beach. It is gorgeous, and I like to wear this when I can't be outside necessarily, but want to smell something that makes me think of summer. It just smells very, very good, like memories of my kids playing at the beach, that sort of thing. And I would wear this a lot when I worked in an office during the summer, since I couldn't be outside and I was stuck in there in the cold air conditioning. It just has a fantastic smell, so I highly recommend that one. And this one, incidentally, it came out in 2020. Yes, so that was a good time for a beautiful summery, uplifting smell and scent to come out. The next one that I wanted to share is by a company that I had only heard of last year, and I had gotten a few of their fragrances to use as stocking stuffers for some of my kids who also enjoy fragrance, and that is by a company called Ulric de Varens, and this bottle is a little bit different. It's very blue. This is extremely affordable. And I know a lot of people think it smells cheap. I would say a little inexpensive. Let me check my notes. This came out in 2023, and it has tiare flower, sugarcane, coconut milk. It smells like it has a lot of vanilla in it, and it is just beachy and girly and fun. And if you would like to smell good on a budget, I think that this can be found, I would say, under $15 US on Amazon. It's a little powdery. It's very different than the other two that I had just shown you. And I think that although it's not like a luxury smelling fragrance, it would be really good even to wear to bed in the summer. Or anytime that you just want a beachy, uplifting smell. I really do smell more tiare flower over the coconut, and it is more sweet for sure, and definitely powdery. I think that the juice inside goes along with the bottle, and it's kind of cute for what it is. And I think that so many people right now are struggling with finances and trying to stretch things out. If you need just a good pick-me-up and that would be affordable in your budget, I would highly recommend that you give that a shot. I'm going to go back to the Yves Rocher. These are older. I think that they can still be found on eBay. And I have this much. I don't know if you can see. It's about half a bottle, and then maybe a third of a bottle left with this one. This is the Monoï oil that was released from Yves Rocher as well. And it looks like it would be just crazy shimmer, but it, for whatever reason, it is not too bad. And it is just a pure oil. You can use it on your skin and your hair. It looks so pretty. If you put some on the front of your legs, it just gives a sheen, and it is really good for your hair as well. And so if you can still find this, and I'll look around and see if I can link this product, I highly recommend that too. And that's just the Monoï de Tahiti, the oil by Yves Rocher. The last one that I wanted to talk about, I just found recently at a discount store that we have in America here called Marshall's. And it's similar to, if you are, excuse me, hello. If you're familiar with like TJ Maxx or Ross, Home Goods, those kinds of stores, it's kind of like that. And this one is Fleur Monoï, and it is by Monde Gourmand company. And this one is actually for hair, skin, and it's like a body mist, so it's safe to use everywhere. And I just thought it smelled so pretty. It's considered to be a tropical flower, or floral, excuse me, a tropical floral scent. This one also is gardenia based, more so than the tiare. I smell coconut, and it's considered to be a bit like lactonic, which in perfumery, it's usually described as a milky scent, maybe a little bit of an almond scent can come up with that. And it's usually associated with things that are a little bit more sweet when it's considered to be lactonic. So I also smell something slightly peppery in here. There's an edge or a bite to this that's a little bit different. Let me smell it one more time. Yes, I can smell some kind of peppery note. that's a little bit sharper and not rounded out, not in a bad way, but just not like the other ones that are so creamy and soft smelling. This one has like a little bit of a bite to it, and it is just so pretty. Smell another bit of it on paper. I don't want to put it on my skin because I already have about 5 things going on there today while I was planning for this. It's really fun. It's really pretty and very feminine. Lots of feminine energy coming up out of that scent. So I like it. And I also should mention, I like the bottle. I grabbed it by the cap, which that was my bad. But the cap's really heavy. It's a nice bottle. And I think that this was about $12.99, $13 US. So that was very affordable. So I was going to share this story, something that happened to me a couple weeks ago now. Well, it was actually on the 4th of July, our United States of America's Independence Day that we celebrate. And my husband and I had been doing a project in our garden. We are laying down a brick pad, and we like to do stuff like that. Sometimes try to do it on our own and try not to strangle each other while we're doing it. I'm just kidding. It's a good time. It's fun. And so we were working on this, and we had grossly underestimated some of the products that we needed, specifically some sand and things, bricks and stuff that we needed. We had to go back and get. So we live in a very rural area. We are a long ways away from most stores, and so it's at least a 35-minute trek into the nearest town that would have a store like Home Depot or somewhere like that where we would need to go pick up more supplies. And so I hopped in the truck with my husband, his big old beater, and we went to pick up these things. And then afterwards, we needed to swing by a grocery store to pick up a few things for a barbecue that we were invited to. And so we stopped at Walmart, and I was very tired. So my husband graciously offered to run in and do the shopping for us, which I appreciated. And I just decided to wait inside the cab of the truck. It was extremely hot that day, especially for our area. It can be really humid. And we were at Walmart. The parking lot was absolutely packed. As far as you could see, there was cars. And I like to people watch. I just enjoy seeing people, especially when people look like they're in love or just having a good time with their little kids and enjoying each other as a family. I love seeing that. So I was just looking around, and I saw this older woman kind of hobbling around with her shopping cart, and she just looked overheated and completely lost. And I was watching her and thought, oh good, she found her car. It was obvious to me that she was lost. She had forgotten where she parked her car. And that's happened to me so many different times before. I just was hoping that she had found it because she walked off and didn't come back for about 4 or 5 minutes. Well, I see her walking back towards the direction our truck was parked in. And this time she has another elderly woman with her who also looks completely lost. And she has a cane she is using for assistance for walking. And they just both looked lost and overheated. And so I jumped out of the truck, and I'm not saying any of this to toot my own horn, nothing like that. Please don't take it that way. I'm getting to a point. But I ran over, kind of scared her, I think, a little bit, because I just said, I can see that you have not remembered where you parked. It's happened to me, and if I can help you, I would love to do that. And she looked kind of startled, taken aback, and was trying to explain to me in her broken accent. English was her second language. That's what I figured. that she had lost her car. And I asked if we could set her car alarm off if she had one and maybe find it that way. And some man had already tried to do that. I don't know why he just left her after that. That was a little disappointing to hear. But I asked her to describe her vehicle and she said it was gray. So I thought, oh my goodness, we have our work cut out for us. But I knew that I could quickly just run around and look for this vehicle. And she had a description for me, and she said that her holy book was attached to the rear view mirror in the car, and maybe I would be able to find it that way. And so I just started running around, and it was she was nowhere near where she had parked. I ended up finding it like 4 aisles over and way down towards the end of the parking lot. And I don't know that she would have ever found it had she not just gone into the store. So I ran back, and the other woman was still with her, and she was elderly as well, the one with the cane. And it was just such a touching moment to watch her struggling but still trying to help this other woman. So I told her I had found it. I was sure that was it. And I asked her where she was from originally. And she explained that she was here from Iran. I just thought, I'm so glad that I was able to help her. And so she seemed a little confused at this point. I asked her if she was okay to walk back to her car, and we did that. It took a while to get over there. I helped her unload her groceries and stuff and get all set. And because of the heat, I wanted to make sure that she was okay and good to drive. And I turned to look at her, and she just had tears streaming down her face. And she threw her arms around me. And I get choked up. She threw her arms around me, and I said, oh, please don't touch me right now because I stink so bad. I smell so bad. We had been working so hard in the garden. I had a bandana in my hair and just looked like a wreck. I had on a tank top and my old Carhartt overalls, and every part of me stunk. I knew that I needed to get home and finish the job that we were doing and get in the shower. And there just hadn't been time. And she just looked at me in the eyes and she told me, you could never smell bad, not when you behaved like the way that you did. And I just told her I was grateful to be there, and I was grateful to have the opportunity to help her. And I would hope that someone would do the same thing for my mom if my mother was in that situation. And she told me her age, and she is the same age as my mom. And she told me that she had a daughter my age and that her daughter would have done the same thing. So I thought about that a lot. And like I have said, I love perfume. Fragrance is so much fun, but it's not what makes us smell good. And that's why I always say, remember to smell pretty on the inside at the end of my videos, because that's what really matters and that's what counts. And that's going to be the essence of who we are that comes out and fragrances the world and the people around you with your spirit. So I hope that that story was fun for you to hear. And she was just a very special other human, and I'm so thankful that I was able to be there for her that day. So that is wrapping up my Monoï video. Thank you for spending this time with me. I just have enjoyed starting my channel and getting some of these videos out. I hope to get better and better with editing and my content. So thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate it. My next video, I'm going to talk more about some of my favorite summer scents, and those are, I think, going to be more based on either solar fragrances or coconut, and or both. We'll see. But leave me a comment if you have any fragrant Monoï oils and or perfumes that you like to wear and why, and maybe just let me know some of your other favorite summer fragrances, or maybe what you'd like me to review. And if I have them in my collection, which I'm trying to stay focused on and not purchase anything new right now, I would be happy to do that. Thank you so much. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Bye-bye.